My name is Sheena with Rise Wellness Village, and this is our weekly tarot reading for the Way of Namaste. Today is June 3rd, 2024, and I'm going to be using the Light Seer's Tarot deck by Chris Ann. I'm going to get right into it this week and start at the heart of the matter, which is the Ace of Wands. This ace contains all the sparks of all the ideas, and they're generating intensely powerful light for you right now. She's connecting you with the one cosmic mind, a universe consciousness, and her delightfully magic soup that is brimming with colossal creativity. A flame burns here that's meant for you, but it hasn't been put to use yet. So what will you create with this boundless potential? Stay open to receiving inspiration and insight. You may be shown new information about your divine purpose or soul path, or you may even feel compelled to put something completely new into the world. If it feels good, it probably is good. And even though this ace can only predict the inception of something new, it also suggests that all of the energy to bring this project, idea, or feeling to a successful completion is available to you. So mantra this week this card offers is, I seed my brilliant future with the roots of creativity and inspiration. So what's our challenge this week? It's the Two of Pentacles. With all those roles and responsibilities that you've been juggling, you may be feeling a little imbalanced. Busy much? Maybe your calendar is totally overbooked, or you're feeling the stress of being stretched in too many directions. You may be feeling the need to better balance dualities or opposing aspects of your life, such as your time alone versus your time with others, or your material life versus your spiritual life, etc. Make sure you aren't investing too many resources in one area at the expense of another, especially when both are equally as important. Even though this card suggests that you're likely able to manage it all, do you desire this much juggling? Put some of your precious energy into creating a balance that you absolutely love, one that will allow you time to work, play, love, and create. This equilibrium will not take from your reserves of energy, but will add to it. So this week invites you to create an equilibrium that allows you to be your best self. This week we're in Gene Key 35, the shadow of hunger, the gift of adventure, and the city of boundlessness. And this energy asks you, what are you truly longing for? What is the shining light of who you are without filters? How can you become the longing? This week, you're invited to examine the motivation for why you're doing what you're doing, because you wouldn't be doing it if there wasn't a part of you that thinks it's the only way. And I know this can be a really tender part to admit when we've had difficult childhood experiences, especially ones that corrupted our programming to believe that change only happens after we've had a breakdown of some kind. Gemini season can have us feeling extremely distracted. So let's set the intention this week to align with the highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest choice for all sentient beings in all times, spaces, and dimensions, including us. This would be a great week to see which house Gemini is in your birth chart and what are some key aspects of that house that are represented. And with those things in mind, or whatever else feels most true for you, ask yourself what it is you truly desire to call in now, and most importantly, how you want to feel. If your calendar is fully booked, are you seeking true connection? And is there another way that you could have quality time with people without having to do it in such a manic way that's not generative or sustainable? Maybe instead of several outings this week, you hone in on just one that feels like it's most in alignment with your values and the quality of your energy. Remember, balance is key. Where we're coming from is the Emperor. The Emperor's message is one of ambitions met and success found. Often seen as the card of the divine masculine, the Emperor brings forth a desire to build a better world, one brick at a time. Use your mind as well as your heart and rise to power as you lead your own evolution. While becoming your own emperor means infinite possibility for your success, it also means addressing any issues that you harbor around authority, control, and willpower. You may need to work your magic within the confines of establishment, but remember that the organizing principles of society are fluid over time. So remain flexible and keenly aware of your own energetic boundaries and motives. Find opportunities to be of service and rise, sweet light seer. Embody confidence, compassionate leadership, and exercise sovereignty over your own reality. The world is yours. Lead the circumstances in your world with confidence, with harmony, and with generosity. What are we conscious of this week? It's the Chariot. The universe constantly gifts us the opportunity to become the person we want to be. This is a magical time for taking inspired action. So push ahead with willpower and determination, because you will get there. And remember, inaction is the same as deciding to stay still. The Chariot reminds you that while you're on the path to your goal, you need to make decisions about your best path forward. If you feel pulled in two different directions, know that you'll be able to coax both of these energies towards the same target. Charging ahead without paying attention to your path can sometimes be harmful to those in your wake. So take care not to trample on others on your way up the mountain. Choose the things you really want. Focus your efforts and move swiftly. If you aren't sure what the direction is, then it's time to make some plans, align some goals, and spark those dreams of yours. Repeat after me. I choose who I am becoming, and I run toward it with conviction and consistent motion. Our future? It's the world. This card brings one of the most positive and abundant messages in the tarot. So congratulations. You have come so freaking far. A large project or period in your life is coming to a successful conclusion, and it's time to revel in the sweet afterglow of your success. If you are not quite there yet, take this card as a sign that you're on the right path. Consciously step into the world's ascension energy and welcome this beautiful shift as your inner spiritual landscape merges with your outer reality. As you reach this stage of fruition, remain focused. Don't slacken your resolve as you glimpse the magic at the end of the long journey, because it's time to follow through with your final steps to complete the cycle. Even in shadow, the world is a positive card that signals bliss and happy endings with oodles of positive energy on the way. So ask yourself, are you ready to accept this gift of completion and ascend to new levels of awareness and wholeness, recognizing that you are love? So unconscious this week is the Six of Pentacles. Being open to give to others and to receive from others are states that we all must cultivate. This card asks you to experience those consciously. How does helping others make you feel? It feels good, right? Abundant, heart-centered. Gifting your time, money, or energy to someone else will open up the floodgates of new resources coming your way. Be generous with everything you've learned and remain conscious of the flow of abundance from the universe. Consider these sacred dualities: learning and teaching, receiving and giving, accepting and offering. Open your heart to this sacred balance of energy and fill in any gaps you have around scarcity and abundance. It will imbue your life with compassion and generosity and usher in new states of prosperity. Donating your energetic resources to help others will be life-changing for those in need. Choose a cause that moves your soul and watch your feelings of prosperity shift. When we express gratitude for our lives through generosity and compassion, we naturally align with more of those experiences. So how are we feeling about all this? It's the Seven of Swords. Traditionally, this card warns us that we must be on the lookout for deception, thievery, and betrayal. While we can sometimes find ourselves the victim of someone else's deceit, this is also a nudge to act in alignment with your own highest morality. Be sure you're being honest with yourself about the nature of your reality right now. Sometimes we pretend that everything is okay, or that we're doing the best we can even when we're not. Sometimes this shows up as recklessness or as avoidance of responsibilities. Take only what's needed and remember that no excuse outweighs your ability to act from a place of love and integrity. You cannot deceive your own heart, and the universe will always bear witness to your true intentions. For you, alone and vulnerable under the light of the full moon, the only thing that matters is the truth. So move forward with the lightness of consciousness to guide you. How's our environment this week? It's the 9 of Pentacles. So, you know those moments when everything feels a little bit brighter? Well, you're reaching one of those moments, a culmination of hard work and desire, when you will be stepping into your manifested hopes. These moments of spiritual and material bliss are highly personal and serve as funnels of glowing success. So look for this feeling as it surges into your heart and use its power to move mountains, spread love, and enjoy your harvest. Go ahead and bask. You deserve it. Spending some alone time will help you to process your progress and then celebrate. In shadow, this card suggests that you may be working too hard and not seeing enough in return. So go ahead and examine those feelings of self-worth and look at your energy balances in and out. The rewards must always equal your energy expenditure, and if you sense an imbalance, it's time to make amends. The harmony and harvest you seek are right in front of you. Hopes and fears this week is the 5 of Cups. The illusion is lifting, and you may suddenly find yourself in the middle of a reality that's painfully disappointing. If your dark night was a result of someone else's deception, you'll need to find the seeds of forgiveness in order to avoid a calloused heart. Release yourself from any guilt around the situation. When we realize that the future that we are working towards is no longer an option, it's easy to focus on the loss and to allow our energy to become stagnant and spiral into self-pity. So don't allow your life force to drain away with the things you once loved. Allow that tender heart to navigate toward the curative magic of finding faith in your future. If you're having a hard time letting go, unhook your heart from your fragmented dreams and give yourself permission to envision a brighter future. Dismantle your grief, reclaim your happiness, and consciously step back onto a path filled with hope. Allow your tender heart to navigate you towards your brighter future. It's time to let go of the past. So the outcome this week is the 5 of Wands. You know, a little rivalry can actually be a good thing. It can push us to become the best version of ourselves and to move quicker than we would if we were alone. So allow opposition and challenge to help you evolve your methods and push you beyond self-imposed limitations. If competition becomes unhealthy and you're experiencing the shadow side of conflict or ambition, it's time to take a step back and retreat from energies that are hindering your progress. Sometimes the need to be right or personal feelings around being questioned or challenged can interfere with your ability to see your path clearly. So you may need to fly solo for a bit in order to reevaluate your options. While clashing egos can slow everything down, they can also propel success. So choose to excel. Look for healthy competition or collaboration that inspires and motivates you. Learn from others and use competing energies as a way to enrich your experience. When we can support others and allow others to support us, we can rise together in accelerated harmony. This Thursday, we have a new moon in Gemini, and this is a great time to weed out the distractions. And seriously, make a vision board. Don't even worry about the small details. Just sort out the big ones. What's the big goal for you? What's your mission? What's the sacred service you want to offer? And what's the sore spot? What has been the trigger activating you into learning about what this service is? I know for me, I've been hearing from the universe over and over and over again that death is not real. And those of us that experience that very viscerally are going to have new opportunities to share about consciousness within this full cycle of transmutation. This week, I listened to Robert Edward Grant's speech at the Vatican, and oh my goddess, was I moved to tears to learn that he has scientifically proven the existence of God. And when we observe something, we give it value. And now he has absolutely shown this at the Vatican to mathematically prove that every single time we observe something, we give it value. Therefore, 0 is not worthless. It's infinite when we go beyond what our programmed mind has been told. You know, as a woman, I've had programs running around about my worth, and they've been lasting for eons. I've had to ask myself, if I don't have money, am I worthless? If I don't have a child, do I still have value? And even worse, if I lost a child, do I still have the right to be here? Well, Robert Edward Grant seems to think so, because by his mathematical equation, I am God, and God lives inside me, as she does for every single one of us. And if I'm God, then I can't really make a mistake, because everything is part of the great orchestra, even when I feel like the music has gone silent for a bit. I have felt so many versions of me coming through this week to experience the embodiment of this new claiming of the I am that Robert Edward Grant has afforded us all. To all of us who has been made to believe that we were less than, or that God was outside of us, or that God was fearful, or that we were sinners. Now a polymath has just spoken out at the Vatican to say they're wrong, and that they can never go backwards to deny our godliness any longer. Even when I feel without, I'm reminded that I'm God, and therefore I am limitless. And when I can expand my consciousness to be satiated by means outside of just the material realm, I can remember how limitless I am. In a Gene Keys call this week, I heard Tanmaya Lawson saying, "To deny I'm the breath of the divine is arrogance." Wow! How can I ever call myself limitless when I've actually created the simulation to give me the expression of what it would be like to feel limited, just so that I could remember again by coming back into sacred union, back into my wholeness, back into my divinity, reclaimed, remembered. Zero is just zero until we give it meaning. Life is just life until we give it meaning. When we acknowledge something, we give it meaning. And I acknowledge the loss in my life so that I can give it meaning. And by giving it meaning, it's no longer a loss. Now, it's an expression of the infinite, the divine. So may you all feel the limitless potential of your expanded consciousness and recognize that we're not here for the end, for one enlightened moment. We are here to lighten up every moment. And we can do this when we can actually release what no longer serves us so that we can play again. So this week, I'm wishing you play. I'm wishing you community. I'm wishing you support. Have a blessed new moon in Gemini. Namaste.